when you're falling, I'll be there above all.
What do you think? Your Rome was the first Rome?
Benjamin is like literally behind him, like shrugging his shoulders, going, "I don't know what he's on about either."
And shit, what was I gonna say? It involves navigating extreme hazards such as pyroclastic ash, crumbling building facades, as well as fighting off numerous looters who have come to the city.
Huh. Would you say that's like the hardest one?
Oh no. We also have one simply called the Danger Room.
Can you just take me to it? Can you take me to the simulator?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
This will be fun to see.
All right, so he takes you over to the this room. It seems to be a round chamber, and it's got a helmet right in the middle of it, connected with wires to the ceiling. And it's like, all right, don that helmet.
Okay.
It's like, all right, so just
And he pulls out an RPG book.
it's like, all right, so let's get to character creation. No.
I thought you were actually just going to say he pulls out an RPG.
Yeah, he pulls out RPG.
You
but-
fool! It was a trap. You can't get the helmet
Yeah.
off. Super glue.
Super.
The one weakness of Primus.
So he pulls up a keyboard, and there's a couple things. It's like, I'll put you in the danger room now, and he presses the button, and you feel yourself kind of slip into unconsciousness, and when you awaken, you experience something so harrowing, so difficult, and so dangerous. It cannot be recorded on these pages. But let it be said, it was quite the experience.
Let's watch it on the view monitor. Get out the popcorn. That was amazing.
That is forbidden. No, like you can view the things, but it is not allowed to be spoken of. It is too awesome. And of course, being inexperienced with the danger, you would die at the beginning very quickly.
But I didn't.
Exactly.
Which means I just keep going until I beat it.
Mm-hmm. But the only problem with this is, it is in a simulation, so whenever you quote-unquote die, of course, you wouldn't die in real life as somebody who couldn't resurrect would put in there, but you actually get put back to the beginning. How would that make you feel?
Angry.
Makes me angry.
What bullshit is this?
It's called working through your problems.
What?
It's called home improvement sound. It's called adapting. It's called striving towards a better solution.
No, seriously though, what bullshit is this?
It's called restarting.
Well, could you
Let me
stop
explain
restarting?
Let me explain here. Apparently, wherever he's from, people don't die.
Oh. He's gonna kind of...
Like, when we found him, he had apparently fallen from orbit.
I mean, to put this in context, out of character. Just an out of character, so you understand why Primus would be getting so frustrated with this, is that he doesn't die, right? So he doesn't understand the wounds being inflicted on him that the machine is regarding as killing him. So he gets hit, and he goes back to the beginning, and it's like, what the fuck? Why?
I would have just shrugged it off or something.
Yes, he
You know,
doesn't
that's why-
understand why he keeps getting sent back to the beginning. To him, the program is faulty, because he keeps just getting restart. Like, what the fuck is with the program?
Exactly,
Mhm.
and that's why Arsenal's trying to explain it to them.
Yeah. So he's going to think about it. It's like, so are you saying he can resurrect in some way?
Apparently,
How long does that usually take?
Half a second?
near instantaneous.
Hmm.
Want a demonstration? I'm sure he won't mind.
I don't think I've ever actually seen him stop when he went
There's
down.
a hint of sarcasm when I say that, too.
I'm sure we might be able to modify the program based on this exceptional circumstance. And he is able to modify it to those specifications. But still, there are some points where if you like running across, well, I gotta make this awesome as possible. Sorry, give me 1 second. As you are running across a flaming balance beam over a bottomless chasm that somehow still has alligators in it, and what's being fired?
Cannonballs?
Poisonous vipers are being fired at him.
Cannons that fire cannonballs?
Cannons that fire cannonballs that fire vipers are being thrown at you from every angle. So for something like that, if you got knocked off, you would have to restart at that point because there would be no way to climb back up. But in other cases, like just being hit with some like knife or dart or something like that, you would not die. So that's how it's been modified.
Sure, but I mean, that'd be an exceptional hit. I do have a +20 acrobatics.
Yeah.
And a +20 athletics.
Literally do a cartwheel through the whole simulation.
Yeah, it's like, you think this is the hardest one? I'll do it through my both hands behind my back.
I'll try doing it without dying.
I don't die. I literally do not have to try that.
Care to try by everyone else's rules?
What do you mean everybody else's rules? You want me to handicap myself? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you know, if it's too,
putting your hands
it's like,
behind your back.
it's like, well, if you think it's, too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy by my standard, which is apparently the maximum standard for the rest of y'all. I would prefer if you just made a harder simulation.
Oh, Mr. Big Boy Can't Die over here wants to have a harder simulation. And, Dexter.
Well, if you really want something harder, I got some ideas and suggestions to put forward.
All right. It's like, well, like what?
Well, I have a few stories, but it might take some time. But I will go ahead and try to describe the time a giant snake tried to eat the sun and destroy the entire planet.
It's like, That sounds like a pretty significant challenge. I reckon we could whip something like that up. Next there. And like
Yes.
Dexter kind of wars up.
World engulfed in darkness, days about to end, frost everywhere, armies of darkness coming out of nowhere, giant snake.
Yeah, but say,
One other person alive.
that seems entirely plausible up until the very end, where the snake that's big enough to eat the sun comes for you.
So he bobs his head a little bit as you're describing it to him. And he's like, hey, I reckon I could handle something like that. Give me a couple of days.
Although I think I could still win. I think,
Yeah.
and
Like I
in
said.
true Primus fashion, I think I could still beat that one.
The winning condition, though, is that this one person has to survive.
Survive till when? What's the end of the scenario?
When the creature is done with.
Okay. Yeah. I think I can do that. That's
Well,
plausible.
Let's consider it the challenge then.
I mean, it's going to take me... Oh, I don't know, actually. The person might die of old age before the end.
And then you'd have to start over.
Yeah, no, because...
There is a bit of a hard time limit of 2 hours on it.
Well, no, that is
To my
impossible.
recollection. Oh, no, wait. I think it was more like 83 minutes.
See,
from
my
start to
battle
finish.
plan there would be to let the snake devour the world. I will let the person breathe through me and live inside of me Tauntaun style, because there's no other way after the world is gone that he's going to survive the infinite cold of the depths of space. While I then crawl through this snake's body, a germ on the back of a giant, basically, because he's big enough to swallow a world, to reach his brain to then deal enough damage to the nerves to kill it. which is going to take a significant amount of time.
Correct.
Oh, yes.
That's the idea.
Yeah, just survive the end of the world and make sure other people also survive. That's easy, and it's an escort quest.
Well, I mean, like I said, I just described how I
During
would
the
do it.
final boss.
Unfortunately, it's also impossible to do in 83 minutes.
I did it.
Alright, get in here, do it.
Alright.
Not-
Benjamin will literally relive through one of his memories for everyone.
Okay, so that is also a feature of this machine. And once again, similar to the danger room, technically bit of exaggeration, it was just flying really high in front of the sun, so it looked like it was going to swallow it. Still a fuck huge snake.
More of a metaphysical swallowing.
Yes. But after a rad as fuck fight, he was able to save most of Upper Egypt from this huge, it turned out to be some sort of mutated dinosaur from the past.
Okay, you say rad as fuck, but Primus is still going to be upset from the initial realization that the snake isn't as big as he thought it was. Like, he's thinking solar system-sized snake that he's got to defeat, and you got, like, snake as big as, oh, we're back to it, a boat.
It was the incarnation of evil itself. What do you want from me?
I don't know, a bit more pomp and circumstance, I guess.
There's no appeasing you, is there?
Well, I mean, you give me one thing, and then when I see it, it's not that thing. Literally, you'd imagine that you would know what perspective is. You can fly, for one thing, so you should know you don't have to look at it from the ground. Hell, you were flying during that parts of that fight. You know exactly how big that snake is.
It was going to cover the sun.
Right, like the moon does every so often.
Yes, and that would be a horrifying event for the ancient Egyptians.
But not for someone who's been to space.
Can you go into space?
And Benjamin is just like looking increasingly frustrated. It's like, it was as prophesized that it would devour Ra and bring eternal darkness.
Prophesized by who?
The prophets.
Oh, of course. Who else would do the prophesizing?
By the gods themselves, they knew. Fate is in their very hand. Ah! Now
Disappointment.
I'm just gonna look over at Lucius like, oh my gosh, help me, please.
It's like, well, ancient Egypt's your deal. We just use this as breadbasket. Now, let me tell you about all the Ptolemies.
All the what? All the
Oh
what?
yeah, all of the Ptolemies, the Ptolemaic era.
We got a lot of Ptolemies. Now, let me tell you, the Ptolemy the First, he's going to start droning on. How long would you be able to withstand such a lecture?
I mean, is he lecturing me while I'm in the thing, fighting still?
Well, I'm assuming Benumzi's had just gotten out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's an option between going back into the machine and trying to fight a giant snake, which turns out to be as big as a boat, or listening to a lecture, I will fight the giant snake. Which, by the way, is now gone from an impossible task to an easy task.
So he's going to, like, as you go in there, Lucius is going to go, it worked! And he's going to sprint for the door.
I'm sprinting with him. Arsenal!
We leave.
Oh, and I'm just imagining, like, you beat it 10 minutes later and you, like, get out. Guys?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it doesn't let me out.
It does.
Well, fine. I mean, if they're all gone, then I'm going to tinker with it myself.
Set up your own scenarios.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll make my own scenarios with blackjack and hookers.
Well, no, just increasingly more difficult to the point where nobody else who's not immortal wouldn't be able to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And so, oh yeah, you're able to set up those.
I can fight anything.
Fairly simply.
Eventually someone else is going to come in here and be like, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is from the planet Remox 9. You see those giant 17-story creatures? Those are the babies.
Oh, it's so precious.
They breathe radioactive fire. They bleed acid. They lay their eggs inside the young.
Just needs a hug.
What? Okay.
They breed in packs of the thousands. Their mother is the planet itself.
Jesus Christ.
And so the danger room got more dangerous.
Mm-hmm. All right. So they, I assume after a bit of tinkering, would you be willing to sign on the paper that that Carrera would put in front of you?
I mean, what's it entail?
Well, it does entail signing on with task in order to face threats to this and other megacities. It provides some amnesty from any collateral damage that is deemed acceptable.
Question 1. Is this a legally binding document?
It is.
Question 2. As a legally binding document, it has to then tell me what the task acronym means. Otherwise, it's not legally binding.
The task acronym is the Tactical Anomalous Security Craft, and craft is with a K.
That is dumb. I hate people that do that.
It's German.
Craft is German.
I hate the Germans. I have no backup for this. I said I hate it. I have to keep going.
Shakes fist, the Germans did this.
I hate space Germany. The space Nazis, goddamn them.
God damn.
Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I don't read anything into that seems to be damning to my own personal situation, does it?
Nope, doesn't appear to.
I'm gonna call you back on this. Is there anything I need to make? A check or something?
There is not. There's nothing in the fine print, nothing you can find.
Okay. Then I guess I'll sign on.
Okay.
So what exactly what information do they want from us to
He
be
laughs.
quote unquote registered?
Laughs, screams, bursts into flames. So he's going to say, okay, yeah. So the information that they would like from you is your name. If you like, just a statement if you have a lair outside of the headquarters, as well as what like sector it's in. They don't require anything more specific than that, but they do require your legal name.
Does that include personal properties or also rental properties? What about vacation properties?
There are spaces for that, but they're optional.
I don't need to tell him about the Italian villa. Lucian already knows about it.
Oh yes. Much wine was had.
And more still now.
Yes. So,
So
is there anything else you would like to know about this contract?
no, I
Who's the listed undersigners?
It's listed undersigners. Remind me again what that is.
who's the other person signing the contract?
The other person signing the contract is a man by the name of Mark Carrere, as well as one or two other individuals, none of whose names you recognize, but one of them sounds distinctly Indian, another distinctly Chinese, etc.
What kind of Indian?
East Indian.
American Indian?
No,
No, that's the exact opposite.
Is it?
Subcontinent Indian.
Yes, actual Indians from India.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
Took you a minute to remember whole country.
Well, no, it didn't take me a minute. It took me a minute to remember which hemisphere is which. Which I guess is technically worse. Which country is in a hemisphere. No, because I
That's
just tried to
cool.
remember for a second. East Coast, right? East Coast faces the other direction, so technically
Mhm.
we're on the West Coast. West Coast, Western Hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't often have to think about hemispheres. And you described India in the weirdest way, which is say, no, the Eastern Indians. Which is, wait, what?
Well,
How about
like
the Indians from India?
What-
That would have been
actually,
a
no,
lot easier.
East Indian is proper.
Actually, the correct term for that,
I've never heard
because
that.
that direction is east.
Well, yeah, but technically they're also the Indians from India, which would be a whole lot easier to understand versus American Indian.
Anyway,
Well, people had fucked up ways of describing things.
Had
can't
he
ever
just did
escape.
5 minutes ago.
And we'll never escape it.
Anyway,
so I signed the contract. I do list that I have a base of operations in the sector, but what I don't put on the contract, I tell Mr. Career one word as I'm handing him over, Mordhau.
he's like, he nods like knowingly, and from what you've told him about your
For
what you've implied,
hypothetical situation.
yeah, he's like, we'll see what we can do.
Please, they are patrolling.
Mm-hmm. So,
And if you get them off my back, there's some other resources I might be able to contribute to the cause.
interesting. He's gonna nod, and he's gonna go like, and Mr. Firebrand.
Hands over a 5-page packet of all his resources, all of his properties.
Yep.
Well, I think I got most of them. I'm not sure which ones may have fallen over to the tenants now, and, the page that said aliases. I ran out of space on that. Yep, I just wrote on the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had a similar problem with Mr. Pontifex over there. He's just gonna kind of like look around. There's a bit of like ear on his mouth. And are you gonna sign it up?
Yes, I will go ahead and sign it up.
Okay. It's like, well, gentlemen, welcome to task. I hope we can have a very productive relationship. Now, as luck would have it,
Alarms suddenly go off, and there's an emission.
wow, who would have thunk?
Scrap is attacking the city.
Wow, Scrap is attacking the city. So, he says, as a matter of fact, might be able to cut your teeth. Apparently, there's a bit of a throwdown going on between, of course, the usual suspects,
Stiltman.
the Children of Liberty, and the Ordrists nearby. Now, we want you to try and resolve the situation peacefully, but if that's not possible, then we might need to escalate things in one way or another. I'll leave it to your better judgment.
Well, here goes round 3 of attempting that. Can't fail this time.
Versus Mega Goon.
Okay. So it's like, oh, and I'm keeping most of the people at the base, but if you'd like to bring someone along, they should be able to provide a bit of support.
I call the hot chick.
I'll just look over Lucian. It's like, he chose first. I'm sorry.
It's like you did choose instantly. So she's just gonna kind of blink for a second, and she's gonna say, about that career, I was meaning to get some maintenance done. She actually looks like a bit uncomfortable at this point. You know how it is. It's like, yes. Yeah, sorry about that. It's bit of a difficult time right now. For
I apologize for the Discord stuff. My cat was on there, and I didn't realize she was messing with the keyboard.
oh shit.
The cat strikes again.
As Miss Vuldern might need to tend to her, is gonna start shooing her away. Her equipment.
I call the second hot chick.
It's the lizard.
That's not a chick.
That's the joke.
Wait a second. There's only 3 of you on this base?
Only 3 anomalous individuals.
There's nobody signed up to task, but you 3 are in there.
What? They're gonna kind of like shuffle their feet. It's like, well, recruiting hasn't been, the best. Oh shit! No, there is actually one other person. Carrera's like, I also could be available.
Wait, what?
What?
I just said I called the hot chick, and you went away, and then you came back, and you said...
No, Carrera is the elevator guy.
Oh, okay.
Carrera,
You gave the elevator guy the same accent you were giving the woman a second ago, so I was very confused.
Sorry, I get kind of mixed up sometimes if I have multiple accents going at once. Yeah, she's gone.
Alright, what can the elevator guy do? Other than ride an elevator.
So do you actually ask, like, what can you do?
Yeah, I said, what can the elevator guy do? I've heard him called the elevator guy before, so...
So he's gonna be standing there, he's like, oh, not much. And then...
Then I know, I don't want you.
Oh.
We'll take the old Roman guy.
Well, the thing was about to happen. Let's see.
Well, no, he just said not much. I don't want somebody who can't do much.
As he says, not much, it looks like he turns sideways, but on his side is infinitely thin. He disappears and reappears directly behind you. Like, with the same kind of flipping to the side. And he's like, I just like to get around.
Sure, I'll call you if I need someone to get through a crack in the door.
Gee, thanks. So I'm guessing you don't need my help?
No, like I said, old Roman guy seems pretty cool.
My thought on this is not necessarily of how much help we need, especially since we don't know exactly how big of a ruckus this is, but it is an opportunity for us all to see each other's abilities and get an understanding of what everybody can do. Both you of us and us of you.
Correct.
Yeah, but only one of them is coming.
Are we limited to just the one?
You can only spare one to go on this thing. They need a few back in case another thing comes up.
All right. Well, we can start with Lucius then, since apparently that's what's been chosen.
It's like,
woo, Lucian.
But I just got this off. He's gonna start strapping all his stuff on again.
Why are you stripping here anyway?
What? I was taking the armor off.
Maybe we can build you a device that'll help put it on and take it off faster.
Some sort of magnets.
Never thought about that way. A lodestone could prove useful.
Nah, but too strong of a hit in the right direction will pop the whole piece off.
True.
Right, but the same thing applies. Yeah, the same thing applies to a normal hit to normal armor. So.
It's like, it's just like old times.
A really strong magnet or a piece of leather, as he's currently wearing.
And as you guys strap up, he's like, do you fellas have a way of, getting around?
I've got built-in thrusters.
I have a glider.
I'm good.
I left it on the other side of the water, though.
Ooh, not exactly. Well, I'm not exactly mobility enhanced.
Well, we're on a military base. Can we borrow a...
I know where the jets are.
He kind of gives you a sideways look. He's like, yeah.
It's alright. I've started working out again. I'll carry you like old times.
Alright, good to hear it. He's gonna like assume the position.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Like arms outstretched.
Like old times.
Yeah. What? It's not like we had planes.
No, but the Roman army was known for something else.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
And before Dex, if we had, I just look over at Dex and basically say, "We'll talk."
Yeah, like he inclines his head a bit. Need.
Actually, as a thing, given the point the basically universal translator I put into Epic, do I have his language?
That would have come even before the universal programmer.
Okay, well, I'm just making sure I still have it.
Yes.
I was going to say, so I would say it I would through Epic translate it to his language.
Oh. He kind of seems a bit surprised for a second. Then he like nods.
Wait a second. If Epic is in my mask too.
No, he just translates. He just transmits to your mask.
Right, but he's in my mask too because I'm having conversations. You guys set up earlier on that I can have a conversation with Epic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just communication. Though
And
Epic rides either
Epic
in the
after
armor
your
or he
conversation,
stays character location wise. He's either in my armor or at the base, depending.
Oh, I thought you said before that he was like Cloud. He's everywhere.
No. I assume that would be too. I assume that as a minion, he needed to have some sort of vulnerability.
He did.
So he is location based. He's an Epic hacker, so he can get to a bunch of places.
Mm-hmm.
He just has a dedicated comm channel to your mask in order to feed you the information. Actually, the way I had originally imagined it in my head, it wasn't going to be Epic itself. It was just going to be an algorithm I had Epic write in order to access information and provide that. But you evolved it into being the contact of Epic, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that.
Sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So let me just.
but secret languages and secret codes.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I have no
joke's
idea.
on you, we know Latin.
Got him.
You guys start speaking in Latin, and I start speaking right back.
Jeez. Oh no.
I paid the points. Any spoken language I can understand and speak. Well,
Damn,
Epic does
boy.
anyways.
Yeah.
Epic translates.
Galaxy traveler that I am. I don't speak anything but intergalactic.
Yep.
Which turns out to be English.
Mm-hmm. So you are okay. Never mind. You're flying. So it looks like this place is in downtown Reichsglen, bit off the main beaten path in a slightly more rundown area. Of course, there's some urban decay here, being that it is right on a river, so the kind of rot does seep everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like as you're being filled in on the ride over there by Carrere on the headset, he lets you know that the current conflict is regarding the taxation being done, the extra taxation for increase in services by the Ordrists.
Mm-hmm.
And this has sparked a confrontation.
Oh boy.
Do a flip!
Attack scuffle. Now we're really going full Star Wars.
Yeah, we're going full bore here. Now let's move you all over here. Beep. Yes.
They're everywhere.
Yes, they're currently kind of facing off on either side of a narrow street.
Right, but which side is the orphanage on?
The orphanage is behind the Children of Liberty. Wait, let me
so the elementary school must be on the other side.
Yes.
Middle of the day, right?
Let me just grab this orphanage. There we go. And here's the nursing home. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys would probably arrive down around here. So if you wouldn't mind slanging your tokens down.
Oh yeah.
Well, can I crash land the jet?
I mean, you can, but consider the fact that a large explosion, something smashing to the ground, is likely to escalate the situation.
Oh, I thought that's what we were here for.
Oh, we're here for the opposite.
Okay, well, I'll just stay in the air then. Until it seems like things are going to escalate, because Ben's about to start talking. He did incite a gang war between these two groups before, so...
So, so Centurion gets off your back, vomits. He's like, "Oh, that's worse than I remembered." Oof,
You'll build up an immunity to it again.
oof, yeah, well, we'll see how long that takes.
At least it didn't drop you this time.
I suppose.
Armor's heavy, though. I gotta work out more. Just, like, shaking my limbs and just, like, casually, like, walking in the direction of everyone.
Yeah. So, as you walk in this direction, of course, everyone's gonna stop, like, train their guns on each other, train their guns on you a little bit. The Ordris more so. Just a little bit. They're like, "What are you doing here, Firebrand? Better not be stopping us."
Well, I heard there was a lot of stuff happening, and I thought I just had to see.
Well, the other thing happening here is these scum, they point over to the Ordrists, are taking what's rightfully the people's and investing it in useless crap.
Oh, what are they on today?
Some sort of program helping people, and other. It's some bullshit about fostering better cooperation between megacities or some shit like that. I'd say we should watch out for people who are starving right here in Megacity.
I'm just looking to see if Arsenal wants to interrupt or anything yet.
This tax, is it being collected by the government itself or by the Ordris?
Well, the Ordrists say they've been officially blessed to perform this action by the government, but I don't believe a word if you ask me.
All right, then looking over the Ordris people, do you have legal taxation?
It's like the speaker in front rifles through his little briefcase and he pulls a sheet of paper out. It's like, yes, right here we have official written permission to exercise this new taxation method. And he kind of proudly presents it.
All right, I come forward, land next to him, hold a hand out for it.
He hands it over to you.
Scan it, and of course have Epic hit the public databases to make sure that this is an actual real document that has passed all of its standard things. So that sort of thing would be in the publicly available databases.
Yes, and it does look like this thing did technically pass.
Mm-hmm.
But it was by a very small margin, and there were a large amount of people speaking up against it.
Okay. But it is a legal document. It is. All the normal legal loopholes appear to be in place.
It is.
All right. Hand it back. Turn around. Especially looking over at Firebrand. According to the databases, this was a legal a legally binding crap, I forgot the term. Not law. This was done legally. They have apparently the ability to enact this tax. Despite the high amount of protests, makes me wonder if some of the people who voted for it did it for under duress or for kickback as they look back over at the Ordris people.
He remains impassive. A jet screams above, doing a barrel roll.
Remind me to run for mayor or something in a month. And I'll just kind of look over to the Children of Liberty and go, well, technically, it looks like they're kind of in the right here, but I can do you a little better. I know what you want, and I'm actually working on that right now.
Really?
I'm working on actually getting that feeding the poor of the city and making sure they have housing. If you're willing to bear with me for a little bit, I can make the problem go away in a different way.
There are a lot of people who've got big promises coming out the ass, but you know what our politicians are like. How do we know you're different?
Because he's not a politician.
I've seen you with a fancy suit mingling with those highfalutin guys at city council. We had a van set up across the street. We distributed the whole thing. Yeah, you're in the pockets of those guys, aren't you?
Well, I'm no politician. I'm possessed of a certain nobility above and beyond that. I'm certain within my own heart, and that every single word of mine comes comes a promise that is unbroken. I'm saying this with full dignity and all that.
Yeah. So it's just like
And I'll also kind of point out, and I have a few at least example of doing my own handiwork as of late.
Yeah. So you think we should just let these Ordris freaks bleed us dry?
There are legal methods in order to fight this sort of thing. It's how the system was set up.
Yeah, well, the system doesn't work, does it? He turns to you. He's just like, how do you think this place got to be such a shithole? People are abusing the law left and right just to line their own pockets. It's sickening. And he's gonna lift up the front of his little helmet and he's gonna spit on the ground.
In this, I agree with you, but two wrongs do not make a right.
He looks kind of frustrated. And he's like, what do you recommend we do?
I'm probably going to turn it back on the Orders a little bit as I kind of walk over to some of them and just kind of go, well, I do hear that you're actually taking this as a collection for... Hold up, let me see the contract again. Oh yes, giving back to the community. Oh, can I see some of that? Let's go ahead and get that stuff distributed right now.
Wait, you're talking about...
Oh yeah, you're part of this. You know, what it's being collected for.
Oh, that's correct.
This says that it's been going on for this amount of time.
Yes. Well, yes, and part of this project is to foster cooperation between different megacities. Our nearest one be, I believe, Megacity 3 down in the Mediterranean. Now, as we know, Megacity 3 is not the finest megacity on the face of the earth. It's quite impoverished. And we believe that this new tax can help foster relations to improve both our economic stability.
Here's a question.
Yes.
The Orders is all about improving the life of people, yes?
Yes.
Then why are you taking money from those who can least afford it instead of taking the money from those who can afford it?
I'm afraid that this tax does indeed take from both those who can and cannot afford it. The reason that this is being done, because the calculations were made, this was decreed to be the prime method of collection to maximize efficiency and results.
But you are not following one of your most prime directives in order to help the downtrodden. You are making the downtrodden more downtrodden by doing this. You are violating your own pretenses and rules.
Sir, you misunderstand the purpose.
You're trying to take money from these people who cannot afford it. Therefore, you are breaking your own rules.
Money shall be taken for this people Because when it is paid back into society, they will all benefit. We will all benefit. Can't you see past the current day, the current year? Can't you see farther into the future, your children's future?
Sometimes sometimes the long term has to be sacrificed for the short term, otherwise the people in the short term won't be here for the long term.
He kind of looks kind of dismissively at you, and he's like, I'm afraid you cannot. Oh no, I can't do the classic line. No. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. No, it's like, I know you believe you are doing right, Arsenal, but in associating with this rabble rouser here, he points up at he gestures over at Firebrand. He is a bit over-eager in his protection of individuals and not society as a whole. I'm afraid that for this to stand, it must be done. The future of our megacity demands it. And although the sacrifice made by those of less fortunate means will be taken into account, I assure you their descendants and them and their future selves will benefit.
Have you paid the tax?
I have. And so have all of my associates. He
And
points
what
back
proof do we have of that?
Would you like to see my tax returns?
Oh boy.
Would you like to see my tax returns? He adjusts his goggles.
Of course, there's no proof that you haven't doctored those returns.
Well,
As I see it, the Orders basically does whatever they want to whoever they want for whatever reasons they decide, and they don't care about people.
we care about the people. And if you wish to go
No,
into
you
such
only care about the people who agree with you.
It just so happens people who do not agree with us, and he points over at the other side, don't appear to be the most forgiving when it comes to our disagreements.
Because in their eyes, you are stealing. You are treading upon their rights. You don't care about them. You only care about yourself.
That's a very narrow thinking things. Of course, we are all self-interested and naturally greedy individuals, but it is our way to look out for those other than ourselves, and believe me, although my actions may seem suspicious and self-serving in some aspects, I assure you, I only have these people's interests at heart.
So by showing how much you care about them, you try and take their money and make their situation worse. I turn around and look at the Sons of Liberty people. You all give back to the community, right? You help the people around you, right?
It's like, well, yeah. And they like kind of murmur goes to themselves and they like nod.
Food banks, charities, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, that
Hand to hand, helping your fellow people, right?
we can afford it. Yeah.
You give what you can to those who are not as capable as you.
Well, yeah.
Because that's what you believe in, right? Everyone gives what they can, everyone does what they can, everyone rises as far and as best as they can.
Yeah, the community looks after each other.
Not forced upon them. And yes, there's selfish assholes in your group, right? Well, let's be honest. And I kind of give a shit, let's be honest. There's the occasional selfish asshole, right?
Oh, we just like simultaneously like look upwards at the jets.
Flying upside down, waving down at you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Accidentally hit the Sidewinder missile. Fuck! Shit.
Oh no!
Flies off and explodes in the water somewhere.
It's not perfect, But people grow, people learn, people are themselves. And out of that, you get those gems. The ones who rise up farther than anyone thinks they ever thought they could. Right?
All those gems. The Slim Jims. Another kind of muttering goes through the crowd.
So I turn back to the Orders people. These are people who take care, who are doing exactly what you say you want to do. Help people. They just do it different than you.
He kind of mutters under his breath, like, less efficiently, more like,
Does it matter as long as they help?
Yes, but I can see this is going nowhere. I will cut you a deal. We shall return to our readout. We shall reevaluate these taxation methods to settle on a more lenient system.
Looking back to the children, can you compromise?
I start like muttering something like, well, how lenient's that gonna be? And the kind of start getting a bit rowdy, but then one of the big guys like kind of says that, like, all right, boys. He like looks over at the guy across from him and is like, all right, pencil neck. You got 2 days to figure out what the hell you want to do with yourselves before we come up there and we'll teach you what's what about your tax forms and all that. You hear me?
And meanwhile, you guys can also go about seeing through proper political channels to see about this having overthrown due to unfair practices.
Yeah, sure, of course. And these guys gonna the seer's gonna kind of bob his head a little bit. He's like, and if you wouldn't mind handing back that document.
They hand it back.
Oh, yeah, all done.
He puts it back into his briefcase. The two retainers kind of take their hands off their swords. And they're kind of like, all right, back to the readout. Let's get out of here. And they kind of fall back into form. And they're going to head off.
And of course, once they've headed off and the children have headed off, I'll look at these two and just go...
I turn back to the children and I tell them thank you for your restraint.
Yeah, they're going to kind of like grumble, and it's like, they'll be back though. Might be a couple of percentages less, but they'll still be back.
Probably, unfortunately. It's not right, but you work as best you can within the system. Because otherwise, and I don't point them at them, but the rocket launcher pops up. I'll have to shoot somebody again. I'm not pointing it at them threateningly. It's kind of a half joke that I figured.
You're totally setting up for the system is corrupt moment for you later.
So they're kind of like, yeah, well. It's like, oh, whoa, don't shoot, Sheriff.
Yeah, it pops back down. Seriously, if this had broken out into a fight, we would have had to drag both you sides in, and then who's going to take care of your families and children? Thank you for the restraint.
Yeah, well, likewise, wouldn't have to be the one to shoot down Arsenal, huh? And they kind of like guys all kind of like chuckle and rattle their guns a little bit.
Get out of here.
So the guy's gonna kind of go back around the corner. The thick boy's gonna look back and he's like, you ain't half bad, you big metal tin can. Well, who am I to talk? I'll see you around, I guess.
Take care.
And they go around the corner, disappear.
firebrand stuffed animal hanging off of a doodad on his belt.
Yeah. And I'll look back at the two of them and go, wow, third time was a charm. It worked.
No, I land and it's like, my voice is trembling. Holy fuck, I can't believe I did that. I was totally planning on letting you do all the talking because you're the talking person. I'm not the talking person.
You were just
and
on
I
a
did
roll,
this.
though.
This hero thing is so stressful.
And as you do that, Lucius is gonna unclip something from his belt and he hands you a flask.
Thanks for the thought, but the helmet doesn't open that way.
He's actually gonna and his helmet's front piece is gonna slide down. He's gonna take a swig. Good
Oh, can I get some of that?
Oh yeah. And he hands it over to you.
You still like the same stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me refill that. Oh, here we go. I'll just take like a nice big chug too.
Big swig. And he's gonna nice going back there as well, you two. I would have just laid into both those. Not much
I
of the
know it's not
talking
as exciting as our old times, but we've gotten a little bit better at talking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared about knocking some Ordris heads, but I believe in the Sons of Liberty's opinions a little enough to respect them, as long as they show some restraint.
The terrorists.
Well, they did say that they back in 2 days. Who knows if there's going to be another scuffle?
Yeah.
Also, apparently, Lucius is a Trandoshan. Sorry, not Trandoshan. Fuck.
Transformer?
Yeah.
No, it's not even the right word. No, the Watto, the floating guy from Star Wars.
I'm a Toydarian, don't worry.
Yeah.
I am astounded you knew the word and had the accent immediately.
Hey man, Watto accent's one of my best accents. Okay. So congratulations, you're once again able to avoid the gameplay.
I
a
know,
whole
it's
session
fantastic,
a whole session with barely a dice roll.
Isn't that how it always is?
That's okay, we solved our problems through peaceful means. Now just wait until they come back and there is no quarter.
I almost guarantee that will be the case.
I mean, they are a terrorist organization, so...
I'm hoping to reform the Sons of Liberty a little bit.
Why?
Because I agree with them somewhat.
Yeah, but they've got two... they've got two guys that stood up to heroes and got away with it. They're emboldened by their progress. I don't remember their names. Megafork and Supergoon or whatever.
Oh yeah, Megafork and Super.
I'm just saying that they are emboldened by their progress. They've got two people to look up to now.
Yeah. Well, we'll capture them eventually.
Sure.
Hey, they did make them return all the loot, though, so...
At the same time, there's still wanted posters in the post office.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, there's wanted posters of marksmen, too, so...
Like, I'm literally just sitting here waiting for the Orders to become, like, an even more oppressive regime or something.
Go back a second. What did you just say?
I called them marksmen when it's supposed to be yeomen.
Yeah.
So there's a wanted poster for yeomen.
The yeomen were the people that were the stilts guy, right?
Yeah, the stilt guy.
Okay. No, I'm just confused. Like, who the hell are the marksmen?
I misspoke.
Yeah, I just thought I didn't realize something.
No.
There's been plenty of times where I've missed something because I was between characters.
Yeah.
I mean, Walker is still out there with all its zombie drones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that giant field that we can't get into. There's still plenty of shit out there that's not, like, normal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put down religious...
And we kind of have our ensuing mystery, too.
Which is what?
What's Orders' Seacon? Where did they come from? What are they really after? And are they connected to those robots that are underneath their wiretap? The ones that are weird and also connected to Mordhau.
I believe they are connected.
Right, so we still have to like establish the connection and what the connection means.
Yes. And whether or not we need to share, how much of these outstanding mysteries we should share with our new teammates.
Right, like, it's like, at what point do we get enough dirt to go, aha, they were evil all along?
Well, everyone's evil. That's the aha moment. The Suns are terrorists that will blow anything up. They don't really care about anything around them, and they're spending the money they could be paying their bills with on bombs and guns. The Orders are religious nut jobs that care more about order than they do about people, and apparently are doing other weird shit. Everyone's evil. That's the takeaway. Does it really matter in the end?
That's the theme of this campaign. Everybody's evil.
I'm not evil.
Yeah, you're perfectly innocent.
Just a
Hey.
psychopath.
Yeah, I'm a psychopath. I don't do anything based on good or evil.
But an innocent psychopath.
Yeah. I have a heart of pure good. Pure chaos, but pure good.
No such thing. All right. So everybody gets a PowerPoint.
Yay!
Oh, we're getting pretty close to that 15 roll. We'll get up to what is it, 11th?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you're part of the cool kids club now.
Next unless we have something really major next session, next session, Firebrand and I don't know. Only Firebrand will go up next session. He's one ahead of me.
I'm at 13 now.
I think we're all supposed to be the same,
you should be at
aren't
14 because you're one above me.
I thought we had the last session we had discussed this and that we're all supposed to be at the same regardless.
I think so. Yeah.
Because you even said that new characters which should be at the same mark as everybody else. So even though you missed one, you should be at the same as everybody.
Oh, okay. I guess we are all at 13.
No.
I think I could go ahead and put 2 points into business.
Oh, I put 2 into a tech. Because I am currently. I'm currently because I'm an 80s fruit juice model. Whatever, I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
80s fruit juice and what?
No, I'm currently 16 into technology.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm working my way up. I have at least 10 in everything. So I'm working my way up to be a 20 in everything. So that I'll be just in time to be, 2 behind on everything. When we reach the next level.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how much all my advancements are gonna cost when we actually do reach that point.
Yeah. Alright, well. Good game all.
Yeah.
You've introduced a mechanism to get you globe trotting.
Oh, yeah.
As well as raising the stakes for the kind of stuff you're going to be facing off against.
Who will die at the next giant monster?
Yeah, who can beat that boat?
The boat.
It's at least big as a boat.
With my stand rowboat.
Look, nobody says the dog is giant until it stands up on 2 legs.
Yeah.
Alright, catch you guys later.
Alright, yeah, see ya.